You don't have to take care of your parents, especially if they favored your brother. We're going to see less and less women being caregivers and giving all that free labor to take care of parents that never ever gave them half the affection or attention or money as their son. And I saw a video the other day. I'm going to get into a story. This is going to give you a lot of hope. Before I do, I saw a video the other day. She was talking about the statistics behind why women have more college debt. Is because the parents are not saving as money for their daughters to go to college the way they are for their sons. Like, a lot of it doesn't come down to like, oh, besides more women being in college, but it's also because their parents are more likely to fund his education than her. But let's get into this story, because this is the energy I want to move forward with. Okay? Because even if you do not date men, marry men, want nothing to do with them, your dad is likely going to be like, hey, right? Or both your parents. And the brother is never expected to take care of them. I love this story so much. Let's get into it. And what we call a column of a column. What the hell, Mel? Okay, so this is the Dear Carolyn column, and this is one of the ones I do the most because I tend to agree with her, but we'll see. I haven't read the whole thing, but I just saw part of it, and I was like, oh my God, I gotta talk about it. Dear Carolyn, I'm the child who never does an elder care whatsoever, any elder care whatsoever, and I'm a common theme in your columns. I, the daughter, leave everything for my brother to do on purpose. When we were kids, my parents made it clear my brother, the firstborn son and firstborn grandson, was the favorite. I had to hear about how he had potential, smarts, looks, and the ability to accomplish anything. Me? Well, I was there. Before I go on, it makes perfect sense for men to favor their sons. Because, they're men. They think that they're male supremacy, like they're the top of the, especially white men, the top, very tippy top of the hierarchy. So of course they're going to be like, oh, he's more valuable, of course. But when mothers do this, it hurts, I believe, probably even more. I did not have a brother, thank God, who was centered. I had another sister. So, it was like typical sibling rivalry or whatever, not like patriarchal sibling rivalry. But when a woman is a toxic boy mom because of her own internalized misogyny, that everything that she's ever taught from the day she's born in media, in family, in culture, in like everywhere at school is like, men are the best. And when your mom does this to you, I haven't experienced this myself, but I know so many women who have brothers who got this treatment, and there's a special kind of pain that this brings. And this also sets up those brothers to be the most entitled pricks who then go on to treat their daughters, their wives, if they marry women, like crap and like servants. So unfork our brains, because it's not just men doing it. It's like women who are doing this, okay? Can't change men, but I can maybe help someone who's doing this journey with me is to de-center men and male-centered women in every area of your life. They paid for his house, not mine. Oh my God! I like skimmed this. They paid for his house. I don't know how much houses cost. I've never owned a house or apartment or anything. But then I know that the hundreds of thousands, I'm guessing, maybe more. His wife gets better treatment than I ever did, and his kids get love, time, and attention from my parents, whereas mine get the same physical and behavioral corrections I always got as a kid. During estate planning, my parents cut me out. Despite the fact I'm a trust and estate attorney. Of course she went on to become an attorney. I'm guessing this is a family with a lot of money, just based on what we've already seen, like a lot of money. Because usually estate planning, I didn't even know that term till just now. Like, only people with a lot of generational wealth use some terms like that, probably, right? I don't know, am I wrong? And my brother does everything: estate planning, financial advisor, unofficial legal counsel, medical and legal power of attorney. Even though he's a tech exec, my parents are convinced he knows more than I do. Oh my God, she is literally, this is her job. She is a trust and estates attorney, but they're like, no, you dumb bitch, you're never gonna know much as our king, our prince baby. He's not the king yet, right? He's a king in the making baby, or king baby in the making, whatever. He's not making a baby. But like, this is a perfect example of them just being like, but also like treating your grandchildren. I would love to know if there's any sons, grandsons. But see, this is like, oh God. Okay, anyway, I'm going to go on, Melanie. As my parents' health declines, my brother is getting more and more overwhelmed and annoyed with me. I see it like this. He got a very nice boost in life, which is reflected in his success. And he is power of attorney, so he's getting paid to handle these issues. See, I don't know anything about this stuff. They get paid to do that? Okay. Yeah, why would she want to do any help if she's literally getting screwed in every way? He can outsource it if he wants. My parents made subtle comments that I'm getting nothing anyway because he's the eldest son. Oh my God, what is this, like a kingdom? Like, what century is this? Like, I didn't know anyone like literally did this. Like, you get nothing. So in addition to getting paid, my brother will be inheriting several millions, okay, they come from money, $1 million, and he has zero history of sharing anything with me. Of course, why would he? You're beneath him. I ignore their calls and pleas for help. I've told them my conscience is clear, but is there anything extra I can say? I've only ever seen my brother's side in advice columns, but never mind. Oh! Whoa, I did not catch that. Oh my God. Imagine he wrote in being like, my selfish witch sister doesn't do anything. I do everything. No. Oh, I bet her brother wrote into this. And she's like, oh, really, motherfucker? Okay. Ah! Oh my God. And you know what pisses me off is that the parents set this up. You know, I love my sister so much. We are so close. And I think we are close despite the parentification of my sister and her being my mom when we were at my dad's and just other stuff, whatever. But when we were at my mom's house, we were so close. We had the typical infighting of like siblings and whatever. But her and I have always been so close. And we've gotten over all of the things that were like, you know, a rift between us that was created by one of our parents. But this kind of like, imagine like sibling love can be so special. I mean, you know, it's like they are going to be with you in theory until the end, you know, or around the end. Whereas your parents, you know, die off usually before you, like long before you. And so for parents to set up siblings to hate each other, and this is what like narcissistic parents do, and you know, but it's like male-centered. Males, just literally, if this could be, they could have been perfect in every other way in terms of parents, but male-centered, both of them. And look what it's done. Look how screwed look how little love they gave to their daughter and made her and her brother become enemies because they literally taught this son that he's a king. You're the king. You're the king. You are better than her. And despite her being taught that she's not as good as him, sounds like she's successful and she understands her worth and has boundaries. And I love this. I love this energy. I love this story. Let's see what Carolyn said. Dear, I refuse. Whoa, I think the earth shifted. Anyway, here you go. Your side for all to see, including your parents and brother and others who share their perspective. Not that they'll see themselves. Enjoy the reprieve from elder care. No sarcasm in that at all. Okay, I'm glad that Carolyn's on her side here. I hope I would have the spine to remove myself from their care completely too if I was in your place. Oh, Carolyn, there you go. Give her props, because when I read this, I was like, damn. Okay, like it's inspiring to see a woman be like, no. Oh, I love this. I think I mentioned this in a video. Maybe I haven't published it yet. I don't know. About seeing a woman who centered her pleasure and was like, no, I'm not hooking up with you unless you like eat my first. And he's like, no. And she goes, okay, then no. And I was like, oh, you can do that? And it literally changed my life seeing that. So I hope stories like this change your life the way they changed my life, because we don't even know what it looks like to have this much self-respect and courage to go against your family who is just male-centered and treating you like this. So, I love this. And I love that Carolyn acknowledged what a big deal this is and that basically said, I admire you. Speaking of, please tell me that upon their first physical correction, you took your kids out of your parents' reach. At least unsupervised for good. Wow. Show them this warped hierarchy family ethos ends with you. That is your statement. I love it. Carolyn is hyping her up and also being like, by the way, I hope you don't let your kids around them unsupervised. But she probably doesn't. Oh, look, did I wake you up? I'm so sorry. He's a king baby too. For me to bother suggesting something extra for you to say, I'd have to believe, oh, look, he moved. I'd have to believe your family capable of understanding they made their own beds with their myopia and insistent cruelty. Oh, yes, and I don't. But do you? Think hard. Write down what you want your brother to know regardless and what you want your parents to know. Stash the letters somewhere safe while you weigh the value of trying against the likelihood they'll listen. Oh, that's a good idea. If utility wins, then there's nothing extra to do except maybe counseling for the valid fury. Oh, you are so validating her. Oh, I love this. Unless refusal is doing the trick. If you decide there is a chance, then you'll have your thoughts already organized and written. I can't tell you how helpful this is. My therapist has had me do this with any of my own problems. Chairs in the way. I always spin out, but writing down so that you're very clear, so it's not just a bunch of run-on sentences in your head. And he explained, it's like the house. When I'm like really upset about something, sometimes it's like my nervous system has nothing to do with the thing or whatever. When I'm worried, but writing really does create clarity because it's not a bunch of never-ending run-on sentences. It's just like bullet points almost. And he said it's like having if you have a house with all the windows and all the doors open and stress just blowing everywhere. Close the windows, close the doors, and contain it on paper so that you're very clear. I mean, you can like put all but get it on paper. Get it on paper because when it's up here, it's like the morning pages kind of. The Artist Way. It's a great tool, by the way. But I think this is a great idea. Get it out, get it on paper, so that if you ever do want to talk about it, you would know exactly what you want to say or how you feel about it, and it's organized. I am so sorry they did this to you. Oh, Carolyn, I love you even more. I don't always agree, but she's probably one of the columnists I agree with the most. And I saw this one comment. I just want to read this. Perhaps the saddest byproduct from this style of parenting after the emotional abuse is, that's what it is, emotional abuse, is the strain in the sibling relationship. After mom and dad eventually pass, you're left with your brother. He's your only original family member left in your life, and because your parents are nuts, they set or male-centered, they set that relationship up for failure after they die. This is a very sad story for everyone involved. Kudos to the poster for recognizing the dysfunction and setting boundaries to protect her mental health. Exactly. And if you haven't faced this yet, dealing with a sick parent and caregiving and all that stuff, or the death of parents, that will bring up the most sensitive issues in your sibling relationships, in your family relationships, and all of these old wounds get opened. So I love that she, but something like caregiving, which is extremely exhausting, time intensive, very expensive thing to do. And again, they could outsource it because they have plenty of money, it seems. The physical toll it takes on you, especially women, because we could my dad, when he had Alzheimer's and I was trying to help out for a bit, he is like, I don't know, 60, 70 pounds or more heavier than I am. I can't pick him up, especially when it's dead weight, when he's like not able to help me. And for women to be expected to do that, or just all of the emotional and mental and cognitive labor of caregiving, caregivers really do go through it. And women are expected to be the caregiver. Even if they are shit on the most, even if they are treated the worst, they are always expected to be the caregivers. And it's not fair. And I love this woman just set a great example for all of us to really think hard about where we put our time, our money, our energy, our love, our effort. Because she was so screwed over and she came out okay, it seems. Good for her. Despite her family, she turned out pretty successful and seems to know her self-worth. And I love her being petty and writing into a column to get her story out there, even though he'll probably never read it. I love this story. Let me know what y'all think. And special love out there to all the caregivers of your family, of your parents especially, or just caregivers in general. It is a big job. It is undervalued in our society. It is life-saving, extremely important work. But a lot of boomers and older generations, but right now it's boomers mostly dealing with it. A lot of them expecting this kind of life-threatening labor because sometimes the caregivers die before the people they're taking care of. Look it up. I've talked about this in other videos. Statistically, it's very, very dangerous to take care of people, especially if you're neglecting your own health, and especially if you're codependent, and especially you're under patriarchy and been conditioned to self-abandon and give and give and give and not even take care of yourself the way women are also expected to do when they're mothers. So if there's any of you out there who are doing this kind of work and don't feel appreciated, I hope this story might inspire you, because if there's a little bit of truth in your story, maybe it can reframe things for you without all that guilt that your parents, society, culture, and patriarchy have put on us. No guilt in tapping out. Not if the people that you're taking care of don't care and would never do that for you, and literally didn't when you were children. Anyway, let me know what you think. Please follow my Patreon if you like my work. I do personal stories there, lives. I have a live coming up on Thursday, the 9th of October, I think, whatever, that Thursday, that week. Watch parties, hangouts, all kinds of stuff, and that's where I share more of my personal story, because I'm more private these days. Anyway, thank you, Patreon people. Thank you, moderators. Thank you all for watching and listening and writing your comments and boosting and all that stuff. Let me know if you heard that comment song. Mo sleeping, comment song. Look at this. Sorry, but I had to show you. Mose, hey, wake up. Mose, wake up. Hey. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Mo's comment song with his little tongue. He fell asleep with his tongue out, and then it just stayed there, even when he was awake, because he didn't know his little baby tongue was hanging out. Mo's comment song. Mo's comment song. Leave your comment now. It's ending soon. Mo's little tongue comment song.